expensive, and so frequent were the necessary realignments of the system that there are now almost as many abandoned sections of Grand Canal as there are of Great Wall. More controversially, the Long March, that 1934 to 1935 epic of heroic communist endeavor, has been disparaged as neither as long nor as heroic as supposed. It is said the battle and skirmishes en route were exaggerated, if not contrived, for propaganda purposes. And of the 80,000 troops who began the march in Jiangxi in the southeast, only 8,000 actually foot-slogged their way right round China's mountainous perimeter to Yan'an in the northwest. As for the rest, some perished, but most simply dropped out long before the 9,700-kilometer, 6,000-mile march was completed. And of those who did complete it, one at least seldom marched. Mao, we are assured, was borne along on a litter. Maybe the giant panda, a byword for endangered icons if ever there was one, is on safer ground. In the 1960s and 70s, the nearly extinct creature, together with some acrobatic ping-pong players, emerged as a notable asset in the diplomatic arsenal of the beleaguered People's Republic. Much sought after by zoos worldwide, the pandas, especially females, were freely bestowed on deserving heads of state. The presentations were described as friendship gestures, and experimental breeding was encouraged, as if a successful issue might somehow cement the political entente. But not anymore. From sparse references in classic texts such as the Book of Documents, Shu Jing or Shang Su, bits of which may date from the 2nd millennium BC, a pedigree of undoubted antiquity has been constructed for the panda, and a standard name awarded to it. Now known as the Daxiang Mao, or Great Bear Cat, its habits have been found sufficiently inoffensive to merit its promotion as a universal symbol of peace. Its numbers have stabilized, perhaps increased, thanks to zealous conservation. And lest anyone harbour designs on such a national paragon, no longer may giant pandas be expatriated. All are Chinese pandas. Foreign zoos may only lease them, the lease being for 10 years, the rental fee around $2 million per annum, and any cubs born during the rental being deemed to inherit the nationality of their mother, and the same terms of contract. Like its piebald image as featured in countless brand logos, the giant panda has itself become a franchise. None of this is particularly surprising or regrettable. All history is subject to revision, and the Chinese having taken a greater interest in their history, and for longer, than any other civilization, theirs is a history that has been more often rewritten than any other. During the last century alone, the history books had to be reconfigured at least 4 times, to create a nationalist mythology, to accommodate the Marxist dialectic of class struggle, to conform to Maoist insistence on the dynamics of proletarian revolution, and to justify market socialism's conviction that wealth creation is compatible with authoritarian rule. A much-publicized claim that modern China has inherited the longest continuous civilization in the world, its length being anything from 3,000 to 6,000 years, depending on the credibility of the publication, should perhaps be subjected to the same forensic scrutiny as phrases like the Great Wall and the giant panda. Though now widely deployed by the Chinese themselves, the claim sounds suspiciously like another glib foreign generalization. 3 to 6,000 years of continuous civilization could simply indicate 3 to 6,000 years of what others have found a continuously perplexing civilization. Certainly the nature of that civilization needs careful definition. So do the motives of those who have championed it, and the insistence on continuity seems particularly suspect in the light of the last century's revolutionary ructions. As with the segmented Great Wall and the surviving snippets of Grand Canal, the discontinuities in China's record may deserve as much attention as the proud concept into which they have been conflated. One continuity is obvious. Chinese scholars have been obsessed by their country's past almost since it had one. Like other societies, the ancient Chinese subscribed to the idea that their land had once hosted a primordial perfection, a prehistoric Eden, characterized in this instance by a virtuous hierarchy.